Have you ever looked up at the big blue sky and wondered what's really there? We see the clouds drifting lazily, painting fluffy pictures across the sky. But what about the space in between? Can you see the air? It's a bit of a trick question, isn't it? Because air is invisible. You can't see it with your eyes. But even though we can't see it, it's all around us, all the time. Like a gentle, invisible river flowing past. You might not be able to see the air itself, but you can see everything it touches. Watch how it lifts a tiny feather, making it dance and twirl as it floats back to the ground. Or how it rustles the leaves on a tree, making them whisper a secret song. The air is like a playful ghost, showing its presence by moving the world around it. Sunlight can sometimes help us see it. Have you ever noticed how dust motes glitter and swirl in a sunbeam? That's the air, showing us its subtle, beautiful dance. When we play outside, we can feel the air on our skin. A gentle breeze that cools us on a hot day, or a strong gust that pushes against us. This moving air is what we call wind. Think about flying a kite. You run, and the wind catches the kite, lifting it higher and higher until it's soaring amongst the clouds. The wind is turning invisible energy into something we can see and feel pure motion. It's the same magic that sends dandelion seeds flying, each one carrying a wish on a tiny parachute, ready to start a new life somewhere else. The wind doesn't just play in our backyards. It travels all across the world on grand adventures. When air flows over giant mountains, it has to go up and over, or squeeze through valleys, changing its path. These mountains shape the wind, guiding it like a riverbed guides water. But in turn, over many, many years, the wind also shapes the world. It gently wears away at rocks and carves the land, proving that something soft and invisible can be incredibly powerful. From the highest mountains to the driest deserts, the wind is always at work. In the desert, it picks up tiny grains of sand and carries them along, building enormous rolling hills called sand dunes. They look like golden waves, frozen in time, but they are always slowly moving, sculpted by the wind. In the forest, the wind creates swirling dances of leaves in autumn, and in the spring, it carries pollen from one flower to another. It carves the land, carries tiny passengers, and connects every corner of our planet. One of the wind's most important jobs is to spread life. Imagine a tiny seed holding a whole new tree inside it. It lets go of its branch and is caught by the wind. It travels on a journey, flying over fields and streams, carried by an invisible current. The wind decides where it will land, and when it finally settles in a new patch of soil with a little sun and rain, it begins to grow. The wind acts like a gardener for the whole world, planting forests and flowers where you'd least expect them. Even when the air seems perfectly still, it's full of energy. If you could zoom in, way in, you would see that air is made of tiny, tiny particles called molecules. And they're never still. They are always vibrating, bouncing, and bumping into each other. This constant motion is what allows warmth to spread and sound to travel. When you hear a bird sing, you're hearing vibrations that traveled through the air from the bird to your ears. So even silent, still air is secretly buzzing with motion. But what happens when the air starts to move faster and with more energy? That's when we get weather. Huge masses of air, some warm and some cool, push against each other. Clouds begin to gather and darken, the sky changes, and the wind begins to howl. This powerful movement of air can create mighty storms with swirling winds and falling rain. It's the air releasing its stored up energy. The wind grows stronger and stronger, showing its incredible power. But every storm, no matter how big, eventually runs its course. The wind calms, the clouds part, and the rain stops. The air becomes peaceful again. After the storm, the world feels fresh and clean. Birds come out to sing, and sometimes a beautiful rainbow stretches across the sky, a promise of calm. It reminds us that even after the most powerful displays of energy, the world always finds its way back to peace and quiet. Every gust of wind eventually finds its rest. The air does something else that's truly magical. It connects every living thing on Earth. When a tree releases oxygen, that air travels on the wind. When you take a breath, you are breathing in the same air that has traveled over oceans, through forests, and has been breathed by countless other creatures. We are all part of one big shared breath. The air you just breathed out might one day help a flower grow on the other side of the world. We are all connected by this invisible, life-giving ocean of air. Humans have always been fascinated by the power of the wind. We watched how it pushed sailboats across the sea and learned to borrow its strength. We built windmills with giant arms to catch the wind, using its power to grind grain or pump water. Then we designed wings to lift us into the sky, just like the birds. From simple kites that dance in the breeze to enormous modern wind turbines that generate clean energy, we have learned to work with the wind, turning its invisible power into motion and creation. Now, let's pull back, far away from the Earth, and look at our planet from space. From here, we can imagine the air as a beautiful, glowing blanket wrapped around the world. We can see the great currents of wind circling the globe, giant invisible rivers flowing through the atmosphere. They are a constant, gentle, and endless presence. They are the circulatory system of our planet, bringing warmth to cold places and moisture to dry lands. Invisible, gentle, endless. The air gives shape to the world and to life itself. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed learning about the wonders of air, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing adventures.